Alright, what's going on? Today I'm going to show you how to make virtual beats for Ken Carson's newest album, More Chaos. Let's get straight into it. So it's going to be something similar to like Diamonds, Thanks, or like Kryptonite. So for this first sound here, it's from Serum 2. This is the Pluck Jungle, and it's from a Heyitsshark kit. I made this beat with Solo X, so he did some of the melody, I did some of the melody, and then same thing with the drums. We made this in like a little triple around. So this is a like a pluck pattern. A lot going on here, but overall it's just like some chords like this, boom, chords, and then notes in the middle to fill up space, make it sound interesting. So I showed what it sounds like before effects and then after, so you can kind of hear like what the sauce is doing. So here's what it sounds like before the effects are added onto it. And then we added on some shaper box, and like here's the first shaper box, and then we added a second shaper box, which is just width, which got muted, and then EQ taking out the low end and a lot of the high end because it sounded a little harsh, and I ended up sounding like this. So just more like slowed down and glitched. Next after that, it's just in like a lead pattern. It's this lead invite from the VVS Rays Shard Serum Bank, and this just pretty basic. Does have shaper box on it using this Rift preset. Here's the parameters, and yeah, here's what that sounds like. It's a pretty basic but cool like background sound. Then another layer, this is the Pluck OK from a Heyitsshark kit, and just another layer of that initial pluck pattern, which sounds like this. So on that, it's just some EFX motions to sauce it up a little bit, this Mad Tape preset, and then in EQ, taking out some low end, taking out a tad bit of high end. Next, another layer on that pluck. This is from Xenology. This is the Sorry preset, and it sounds like this. So yeah, just layers to make the whole melody sound more full. On that, just some EQ that looks like this. After that, a Juno 60 bass. This is used basically just for like the bridge. This is the bass phasing saw preset, and that sounds like this. So as you can hear, I turned off the EQ halfway through. That was just a low end EQ to cut out that for certain parts. Then finally, for the melodies, it's just a little lead pattern, lead speak up. This is from my Isolate Serum Bank if you want to check that out. And just add this like counter lead, which sounds like this. And then for effects on that, it's this shaper box preset and then another shaper box preset. So yeah, that's the full melody. I'll play you what they all sound like together, and then we'll get into the drums. So here's what the full melody sounds like. That's a full melody. Next is the drums. So for drums, it's first off just this 808 pattern. There's two 808s in this beat, so I'll break down both of those. But yeah, here's what the first 808 pattern sounds like. Then for the second 808 pattern, just adding like a lot of hits and then stuff that like hits quickly and then goes into a different note. So stuff like that. I noticed this in like the song Diamonds by Ken Carson. So yeah, the first part here's what the second 808 pattern sounds like. So that sounds pretty cool. I'm just like some thick 808s. Then it's just this hi-hat pattern, one step with a few notes taken out and then some rolls. So here's what that sounds like. So pretty basic pattern there. So after that, just a simple clap pattern. Sounds like this. It's kind of like a clap plus snare, and then a snare pattern. Pretty simple, but some sauce right here is this is in third step. So as you can see, it doesn't look on time right here. But if you go to third beat, then it's perfectly on time, and that's how I get that cool kind of like triple type of thing. And then finally, there is a snare roll right here at the end. It sounds like this. And then an open hat, which hits on the 1, 3, 5, and 7, which sounds like this. And then another open hat from Misogi. Sounds cool. And then that is all the drums. So I'll show you what they sound like all together. I added this like effect sound on the 1. Not really necessary, I just thought it sounded cool. But yeah, here's what all the drums sound like together. So yeah, man, that's basically the full beat. That's how to make beats, virtual beats for Ken Carson. I saw a video, or I saw a comment on my last video that said, could I play the beat at the end so y'all could kind of see what the FLP looks like with everything playing. So yeah, I got y'all. I'll play the final beat at the end here, and then y'all can, visualize that. If that helps y'all, drop any comments on what could help y'all with these tutorials to learn better. I try to, provide as much information on how I made these beats as possible, like my mindset and whatnot. But just let me know any tips y'all got from me that you think would make these tutorials any more interesting. And check out all my kits, Heyitsshark.com. I appreciate y'all for watching, and here's the final beat.